Hey, class, today we're going to be talking about voice or learning about voice. Now, we know voice as something that we use to speak with, but today we're going to be talking about voice in writing. So, what is voice in writing? That's the question.
I think voice in writing is talking, verbal communication.
I mean, yes, it is, but it's also being able to write it in a paper or an essay or just to a friend. So we're going to be reading this story called Red, a crayon story. What do you think this story could be about?
I think it's about that weird red crayon.
What do you notice about it?
It's coloring blue instead of red.
Yeah, it is. So, we're also going to be talking about like connections. How do you think this red crayon feels about drawing in blue instead? So this story is by Michael Hall. I know we've read quite a few stories by him actually. So, red, and it says, what? Uh-oh, they don't even think it's right for him to be coloring blue. He was red. But he wasn't very good at it. You see an olive saying, oh dear. His teacher thought he needed more practice. I'll draw a red strawberry. Then you draw a red strawberry. You can do this. Really? But he couldn't really. Like this? Oh my. Let's try again. His mother thought he needed to mix with other colors. Why don't you go out and try a nice round orange? A really big one. A really orange one.
Uh-oh.
This looks like a lot going on here. So, but they made a big greenish one. Yuck. Oops. What do you think happened? It looked like he still couldn't draw red.
Well,
even though he mixed with yellow.
He's not really red.
He's not.
He's blue.
He's blue. His grandparents thought he wasn't warm enough. Your class is making self-portraits for parents' night. Wear this warm red scarf. Nice, it's so you. They gave him a red scarf because they think he's red. But he's blue, right?
He's blue.
But it wasn't. But it so wasn't. Everyone drew a portrait of their parents and oh my dear. He tried to draw red, but he's blue. Now, I'm assuming these are other parents looking at the portraits. Everyone seemed to have something to say. Sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all. Don't be silly. It says red on his label. He came that way from the factory. Frankly, I don't think he's very bright. Well, I think he's lazy. Right. He's got to press harder. Really apply himself. Give him time. He'll catch on. Of course he will. But he didn't catch on. Green drew a green frog. Black drew a black sheep. Brown drew a brown cow. And red drew a blue ant. Red said, ugh, you just couldn't get it right. At the art supplies, all the art supplies wanted to help. The masking tape thought he was broken inside. This will help you hold together. The scissors thought label was too tight. One snip should do it. I thought he wasn't sharp enough. Stay still now. So they sharpened him.
That seems painful.
I'm sure it is. I don't know. Do you sharpen your crayons often?
No.
I don't think so. But even with all our help and all his hard work, He just couldn't get the hang of it. Oh no, where is he going?
I feel so sad for him.
One day he met a new friend. Will you make a blue ocean for my boat? I can't, I'm red. Will you try? So he did. Thank you, it's perfect. You're welcome, it was easy. And he didn't stop there. Blue bells, blue jeans, blue bird, blueberries, a blue whale. I'm blue.
I knew it.
He was blue and everyone was talking. My son is brilliant. Who could have known he was blue? I always said he was blue. It was obvious. His blue ocean really lifted me. All of his work makes me happy. His blue strawberries are my favorite. He's so intense. I'm going to make a green lizard with him, a really big one. I hear he's working on a huge new project. He's really reaching for the sky. And he really was. End of the story.
Wow.
Everybody like that?
I really liked that story.
Really? How did you feel? How did you think the red crayon felt through the beginning of the story?
I think he felt really sad because he didn't fit in.
Yeah, he was really sad. He was like kicked out of the group somehow. He wasn't able to be himself. Have you ever felt like this? Like you couldn't fit in very well?
Yeah.
It's something that happens often. I'm sure everyone's felt it at some point. So now we're going to make our own story about feeling excluded, meaning you're not a part of the group, and just feeling lonely and not being able to be yourself. So, what is voice in writing? Voice is drawing from your experiences, meaning using what you have been through and what you know to make a story. Write from your heart, meaning being honest to yourself and letting other people know who you truly are, and write to be understood. So if you're writing a story and you want me to read it, I want to be able to understand how you felt while writing it. So what are some ideas? Maybe like your first day of school. I bet when you first came here, you didn't know many people. Feel like you could be excluded very easily, right?
Yeah.
So let's start there. I'm gonna write my first day of school. My first day of school. Was so how was everyone's first day? I mean, I'm sure not everyone felt lonely or excluded. I'm sure some people had fun. Who had fun on their first day?
I did.
Really? How did you feel?
I felt really happy and really happy to meet new friends.
You're happy to make new friends, even though it was new and it was probably scary. You still got included in being in school with everyone, right? So Josie's first day of school was fun. Who else? Who thinks what should our next sentence be about?
Well, mine was really scary.
Hers is really scary. So we can say some other students did not feel the same. Right?
Mhm.
So this story can continue on to talk about what you notice about other students. It's still your experience. It's because it's something that you observed, what you saw. And say I can go on and say some others did not feel the same. You can say why. I noticed that a boy in my class was all alone. So if we go to this next sentence, we can start talking about how it feels to be left out of the group, right? So for now, we're finished with this, but we're gonna go to our writing centers and make a story, not necessarily about your first day of school, just about something that you want to tell someone, or just persuade to anyone that, like, how you feel about something that's going on in your life. So now we're gonna go to our writing centers. So people with blue shirts go to the centers first, and people with red shirts go next, and people with green shirts go next. Oh, and someone with a gray shirt. So you go next. Okay, and we're just gonna write in our journals, and once you're done, you're gonna write down some ideas, and you can bring it to me if you have any problems. Okay, that's it.